करवाया, मैंने वो बच्चे की भी कैंसिल करी, मेरा सिर ही नहीं थम रहा है।
Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to each one of you, and welcome back to the 20th session of Talksopedia. Now, before I start the session, as you all are aware, Talksopedia is an online platform wherein I invite speakers from different parts of the world to share their stories and motivate you, inspire you, empower you. Before I introduce our guest speaker, I request all of you to keep yourselves on mute. If you think you are in a comfortable position, at a comfortable place, you can keep your videos on. Otherwise, you can keep your videos switched off. Now, who is our guest speaker? Well, from my Facebook post, from my WhatsApp messages, you know that he is inspiring Jatin. And that is how he wishes himself to be known among his friends, relatives, and well wishers. Now, inspiring Jatin is a certified life coach. He's an expert in clarity and self growth coaching. He is Amazon's number one best selling author, a certified trainer by the government of India, a corporate trainer certified by Dale Carnegie. And if you search his name on Google, you will find his brand under the category Best Life Coach in India. And since 2010, he has trained and coached over 5,000 people. So, aren't we lucky today? Because today he will be speaking on breakdowns, how you can face those breakdowns and come out just like a phoenix from your own ashes. So please help me welcome our guest speaker, inspiring Jatin, onto the screen. Jatin, the screen is yours, and let me put you in spotlight.
Hi,
Over
good
to you.
afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all Qatar people. Good evening to all Indians and whatever days there across the country. Thank you so much, Nisha. Was such a warm welcome and introduction. It's an honor to be on your platform today, and it's so exciting to share my story internationally today with all the lovely people in Qatar and all across the world. So, all of you, of course, we will have the question answer sessions. If you have any questions related to my domain or to the story, you can ask towards the end. You can definitely keep posting during the chat directly to Nisha, and she can definitely start collating it. So, everyone, my story starts. Let me go back. Let me take you to my childhood, and I will bring you to my current state of becoming inspiring Jatin. So I was born to a middle class family, and I was the only prince to my parents. And of course, as a lot of other parents would do, they were busy in earning money, in getting everything that every parent would want to get for their kids. So they were busy in earning, and because of that, I was looked after by an aunt in neighborhood. And of course, my parents were unaware of what all could happen, and they could see that I was very happy. I was very involved in the house of that neighborhood. So while they were busy in their hustle and all, while they were earning to fulfill my dreams of getting me whatever they wanted me to get, other people, because they were so busy, my parents were so busy in their own lives. In when I say own their lives, they were all earning for me, and I could always see there was some fight, there was some unrest in the family because of money. So I realized that time that money was definitely one of the talk of the town in my house. So all I can say is I have grown amongst dysfunctional parents, and I could only see them fighting. And while all was this happening, I found my happiness in the neighborhood. That aunt who was looking after me, I was happy with her house, with being with her because my parents would pick me in the evening. However, who knew that I will become so vulnerable to people's attention, to people's care that I will end up getting molested by that neighborhood's son. I was a 4 year or 5 year old kid. I did not even know what was happening with me. However, all I remember or all I knew that time was that I was getting attention. That boy was playing with me. He was giving me all the love, all the attention. He used to take me out to the market. He would buy me chocolates. He would buy me toys, and I would enjoy my entire day with him at the cost of being molested. As kids, viewers, I want to tell all of you, as kids have a very strong sixth sense. They get to know that something is wrong. They know this is not the right thing to do. And at times they even want to share it with their parents, with their near ones and loved ones. But these molesters, these predators, sexual predators, they ensure that either they create a threat around kids of not sharing with anyone. Otherwise, either they will stop talking to them, they will stop playing with them, or they also threaten them saying that you are wrong. You are the one who's also done that with me. Even you will be considered wrong. So if you share with anyone, you will be in trouble as well. And of course, that creates a lot of threat in kids. So it could be a lot of reasons that kids may not even share with their loved ones that they are being molested or something wrong is happening with them. So, of course, my parents used to be very happy seeing that, I didn't want to return from the neighborhood. I wanted to spend my time with the neighbors, with that teenager boy. They thought, oh my God, what a lovely jodi, what a lovely, lovely camaraderie these people have. Wish my parents, a lot of parents were aware and more alert of conscious parenting. I wish they would have spent some time with me asking me how I spent my entire day at neighbor's house. But their job was to pick me, get me back home, give me food, and put me off to sleep, or maybe probably do my homework. And life moved on. While I was molested by this neighborhood's child, I think I became too vulnerable to people's attention, and I was molested throughout my childhood by a lot of other people. Along with being molested, viewers, another thing that was pending to be there on my plate was to be bullied in school. I remember I was name called with dirty names, dirty songs during my entire schooling. And I was the only son to my parents. I didn't have siblings, so I didn't know whom to share this with. I did share this with my parents, and they did go back to the school and complained. However, nothing happened. The school, I don't remember school taking any actions on people uh, who were bullying me. And how many people will they take actions against? There were so many people bullying me, right? How many people will they catch hold of? So I realized, Jatin, you got to live with this throughout your schooling. You got to be okay with it. And it started in school, it continued in school, even around the locality I was living in. I was being bullied. So more or less, my childhood grew amongst parents who were fighting, around people who were busy in bullying me or molesting me. And I did not know what cost I would have to pay when I will grow up. When I grew up, when I started, so I lost my father when I was 16. So I felt more lonely, and I was like, oh my God, my father isn't there, and my father was working, and he was the only earning member of that time. So my mom had to struggle all over again to complete my schooling. When I passed my school, I had to take over the responsibility of taking over the responsibility of the house because there was no other any earning member. I started working into corporates. I was very happy that okay, now I'm self-dependent. However, I had really tough time in creating or building relationships with people. I had a lot of emotions of jealousy. I was always competitive, but I had emotions of jealousy. I would have trust issues on people. I wouldn't trust people easily. And it took me time to get closer to people. And once I was closer to someone, they would be closer to me forever unless they choose to leave. Life continued, the job in corporate continued, and I was growing with my skill set. But somewhere, viewers, I always felt something was incomplete within me. Something was really not working. In fact, when I was into love relationships, my partners, without realizing that I would become intrusive, I would force myself on them because I had a fear of losing them. Because, see, this is all connected to childhood. If you look at my story, me being molested, me being bullied, it first of all really impacted me building relationships with people. Second impact it had on me was trust issues. I couldn't trust people easily. I thought, what if this one also bullies me? In fact, viewers, you won't believe when I was in school and when I will graduate from one class to another class, another standard, I would always be in hunt or in search of looking for friends who are less harmful or who are prone not to harm me, not to bully me. So every year, my hunt would begin of looking for new friends who were less harmful to me. Imagine, imagine as a kid what I would have gone through when one side you're being bullied, you're being molested, on the other side you go to school and you have bunch of people waiting to bully you. Yes, now if I look back, there would have been a lot of kids who would have thought of committing suicide. Luckily, I did not think of committing suicide because I had a very strong mother with me. And guys, we all have somebody strong in our family and circle when we are growing, and they end up saying a lot of things to us, which really brings that, keeps you going in life. So a couple of statements my mother would say, um, that in Hindi, if all the Hindi viewers, I want to say that अच्छे दिन रही नहीं, अगर अच्छे दिन नहीं रहे तो बुरे दिन भी नहीं रहेंगे. This is one of the statement that really kept me going. That probably, tomorrow it'll be fine. It'll be fine tomorrow. And then I remember once one of the teachers took a stand for me in the class against the bullies. And she made a statement that, Jatin, you are much better than these people because you are not hurting anyone. You're a good human being. So these couple of statements, were fed into my subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, this is all power of subconscious mind when we're stuck to the childhood, when we're stuck to the past memories and we're not able to move forward. And but there are also positive memories in your subconscious that keeps you going. So if you haven't really gone back to your childhood or your teenage thinking about those statements that will keep you going, then please spend some time with yourself. Go back, think of statements, positive statements that your teachers, that your parents, that your grandparents would have said to you that kept you going. But probably now you have forgotten those. And that's why you may be stuck in some areas of life. Life moved on. So, with the struggle of, with managing people in the corporate world, when I was being so competitive, so jealous, struggling to build relationships with them, I was also growing simultaneously. I thought things will be better when I will get married. So I got married 5 years ago. I was very happy because I really wanted to get married. I had a companion to be with. And I was blessed to have a child in the first 9 months. I thought things will be hunky dory now, things will be fine. I am all settled. However, there was another chapter to be written in my story. Unfortunately, I had issues in my marriage as well. I do not want to blame. I always believe that nobody is wrong. everybody is right on their part. It's just everybody is different actually. So I was different, she's different, everybody is different. And this is one understanding I did not have, probably even my partner did not have when we started this marriage. Because I was not a coach then, I was a training professional in corporate. So we really had understanding issues. Even little things will bother each of us. In fact, viewers, you won't believe, with your soulmate, if you don't feel the comfort of even sharing how you feel, then you're not really with a soulmate. I'm sure a lot of you may relate to this story. So we were like, there was a silence. There was always a silence in the relationship. With the kids coming in the lives, I was so busy with the kid. She got busy with the kid, but somewhere there was an emptiness in my own marriage. And there was a point when I really wanted, I asked myself that, Jatin, do you really, really want to be in this marriage? Again, not blaming any particular person for any trouble. I realized that there are two different people. She had a different childhood. She had a different upbringing. She had a different environment. So did I. So did I. However, viewers, when you are in any relationship, whether a love relationship or any relationship that brings the worst out of you, I repeat, any relationship that brings the worst out of you is toxic for you. Now, what is toxic? Toxic means you feel drained speaking to that person. You feel drained when you spend your time with them. You feel drained being around them. Their presence, their thought drains your energies and gives you negative thinking. That is what you mean toxic. So any relationship bringing worst out of you is toxic for you. And this is what I realized, that my marriage became toxic for me. And probably I became toxic to my partner as well. We're two different individuals, were not able to understand each other. And with the thought, with the intention of working towards myself, because viewers, one thing you all got to understand, that you cannot change anyone else. You cannot change anyone else. You can only change yourself. With this thought and with this intention, I joined a self transformation workshop where I went with my sad story of what I had gone through in childhood and what I was going through in my marriage. And I wanted clarity whether I wanted to be in that marriage or not. Guess what? I thought my story was the saddest of all. But I found another 180 people in the workshop who had sad stories, saddest, or rather more sad than my story. I was like, oh my God, there is so much of pain in the world around. And that is the day when a thought was incepted in my mind that I want to help people to get out of this pain. I went to reduce my pain to get my clarity. Definitely, I got clarity with what I wanted to do with my marriage, but I also got clarity that I wanted to help people. And I started to work on the marriage. I started to work on myself because that's what I learned in the workshop, that you can only change yourself, you can't change others. Guess what? Things were working out, but I realized that I'm the only one changing and there is no change from the other end. And because it's a relationship, it is a two-way relationship. It can't just work with one person's efforts. Things became worse. And finally, my wife and I moved on. We got separated from January and we're living separately since then. Now, guess what? She took my kid along with her. Now, January, when she left, I didn't have the kid. Though I still tried to work out the relationship, then the lockdown happened. Now imagine viewers, lockdown, there was no option of commuting from one place to another. There was no option except for telephonic conversations. Guess what? My partner had blocked me on all the possible numbers I could call from. So imagine no communication at all with the other party to come to a common ground. And what was painful was that I was not able to see my son, the one who is my life. I couldn't see my son. And by the way, till now, I haven't even heard my son's voice. So, viewers, I had two options: either to crib about the situation, there is lockdown, there is breakdown in my marriage. What do I do? And before this, I had already become a life coach. My journey of life coach had begun because that is something which I had discovered during my self transformation workshop. And while I was going through the self coaching journey, I discovered that I wanted to be an author as well. So while all this success on one side, professional success, personal development, I call personal development a biggest success. On the other hand, I didn't have my son with me. And the lockdown happened where all the courts were shut. There was no opportunity for me to be able to connect with my kid at all. And I thought, what do I do? I had option either of cribbing, overthinking, stay in anxiety, get into depression, and probably get into antidepressants. However, I chose the opposite path. I wanted to do something very, very historic for myself, something very memorable for myself and my son. That when my son and I will reunite, he should know how his father handled that situation, how his father rose like a phoenix. How did I manage to have breakthroughs in the breakdown, the biggest breakdown of my life so far? I decided to write a book. The book is not my story. It is a story of one of my clients, life coaching clients. But my story, the book, which is Break Free to Break Through, you can see the background. This book talks about a struggle of my client, whose name is Kabir, who's gone through a troubled childhood, a troubled teenage, and how that troubled past impacted his present, how he was living a life which had no peace of mind, which had no joy, which had no happiness. And the worst part is, viewers, I'm sure you all might have these situations. The worst part is we don't even know why why we are not happy. We don't even know what we want in life. And that is the clarity I got when I was going through the self-coaching program before becoming a life coach myself. What happened to me in the life coaching program? Number one, in my life coaching program, my clients get clarity. First of all, they discover who they are. A lot of us, if you think you know who you are, probably you know who you are, but you really don't know who you are. So I help you discover who you are. Second, I help you find out your top six core values. Now, what are these top six core values? People, when we are growing in childhood, we all form core values, which is captured in our subconscious mind. Now, those are derived out of our parents, grandparents, and the environment, teachers, social media, television, etc. Now, and if you get to know your core values, now those core values are the values that motivates you or demotivate you. So imagine when you get to know the top six core values you need to work on, you need to find out in every area of your life. Would it not make your life much easier? Because you will know how to get motivated. Third, you also get to know your wiring from childhood. Now, what is this wiring? You must have heard the word belief system. Now, people, whatever happened with me, whatever happened with my client Kabir, whatever struggles he and I were going through, or you all might be going through right now in your relationships, in your work, in your career, in your wealth, with your kids, it is all because there is a negative belief system that has been formed in your subconscious, which leads to a lot of things like fear of failure, self-confidence issues, self-belief issues. You think you're not worth it. You think you're not good enough. You think you can't do this. You're not made for this. And something holds you back. Does it happen to you? I want you to, if viewers, can you comment? I want you to now really interact with you in the chat box. Could you please drop in the chat box? Does it happen with you? Do you feel at times you have a fear of failure? When you want to try something, you stop yourself. You want to get into a relationship, you stop yourself. Sarita says yes. Nirlip says yes. Durga says yes, absolutely. Fathana said yes, absolutely. Everybody says yes. Yes, it all happens to us. And we don't even know why it's happening to us. This is where I help my clients discover, find out what are those incidents that they need to let go. Guys, I had to let go of my pain of molestation. I had to let go of the pain of being bullied. I had to let go of the pain of losing a parent. I had to release a lot of stuff to be able to fill in the new stuff. Along with that, I also identified what are those negative belief systems which is stopping me in life. And guess what? I got to know them and I converted them into empowering belief systems. So whenever I feel negative, I have a hack, I have a secret of how to come out of it. Next thing, now all when you have, see, when you know who you are, when you know your core values that motivates you, when you have changed your negative belief system to the positive belief system, now what's next? Next is to get the clarity of what you want to do in the first year, what you want to do in the third year, what you want to do in the 5 years from now. Viewers, I want to do a quick activity with all of you. I'll do that towards the end. Probably I'll have everybody switch on the video then. I quickly want to ask all of you, how many times have you set New Year resolutions? Or any resolution that now from tomorrow I'm not going to have cheeseburger, from tomorrow I'm not going to do this. How many of you have actually set the resolution but have left it midway? Viewers, waiting for you in the chat box all the time. Yes, Fatana says with her. Anybody else? No resolutions at all? Okay, Durga, good. So that means you have no goal probably in life, no vision right now. So many times Sunita says, okay, yes. Pramod says partially, yes. So a lot of times you would notice that you set goals, but they never move ahead. You never achieve them. You know why? Because those are vague goals. They are vague goals. Let me tell you one secret today, viewers. Are you ready to hear the secret of how to make those goals work, how to achieve them without failure? How many of you want to know this? Please comment yes in the chat box. How many of you want to know that hack? Pramod says yes. Asha says yes. Patana says yes. Taruna says yes. Sunita says yes. Sunny says yes. Okay, great. Yusuf says yes. Great. Now the hack to achieve those goals is to understand your core values and have an empowering belief system. Until and unless your core values are aligned with your coding, your belief system, I'm telling you guys, you may work hard throughout your life. You will not get the success you want. You will not get the happiness you want. You will not achieve that goal you want to achieve unless your core values and your belief systems are aligned. And this is what happened with me. I had made a goal while I was going through the life coaching program that I offer to people now. When I was going through that, I had made a goal of becoming an author within 1 year. Guys, believe you me, within 1 year from the time I started my life coaching journey in July last year, by June this year, my book was over. I was done with writing my book and I became a published author within a year. So this was not a vague goal. This was an outcome which was aligned with my core values and with my belief system. This is what my life coaching program helps you with. It helps you set automatic goals for your first year, third year, and fifth year with a step-by-step process. And it is aligned with your core values and your belief system so that you are always motivated to work towards that. And it is not like your New Year resolutions, which does not take a move. What did I do next? Next, I also, this program that I am part of, that I offer to my clients, it helped me, it helps my clients to get a tool which can make a decision for you, right decision all the time. How many of you, okay, viewers, how many of you actually have made decisions in life and you felt very bad about it? You regret about those decisions later on. How many of you have experienced how many of you have experienced that, wish I wouldn't have made that decision? Viewers, waiting to hear. Sunita says she had that experience. Great. Viewers, please drop in me. Asha says, Taruna says, great. Yes. Who else? Yes, Rajendra, I think a lot of people have done that decision of getting married. All right. Sarita says always. Pramod says always. Nirlip says always. Yes. How about guys, you getting to know a tool which you will use all the time to make a decision. And if you use the tool efficiently all the time, there is no way that you will make a bad decision. And even the decision turns out to be bad, you will never feel bad about it. How does that sound to you? This is what happened with me. Let me tell you guys, my decision from moving from separation to divorce was using the tool that I'm talking about. And I now, because I have used that tool to make a decision, one, I have clear clarity of what I want in life. Second, I know this decision will never make me feel bad. Next, what I offer in the program is I will help you identify the kind of people you should spend your time with. Somebody has rightly said, I hope you've heard this. If you've not, I'm going to tell you that you are an average of 5 people you spend your time with. I repeat, you are an average of 5 people you spend your time with. So now think for a couple of seconds and look at your people around, look at your circle, look at your social circle. Are you spending time with people who are negative, who have no goals in life, who are always cribbing or complaining about something? If you are, then just look at your life. You might not be doing great in your life right now. However, if you have a circle who always pushes you to do well, who is always motivated, who is always bringing the best out of you, and who have aspirations to grow in life, and even if you have the aspirations to grow in life, believe you me, you are in a very good circle, and you can observe that you're growing because of your circle. And last but not the least, after this, while this coaching program is over, I also help my clients to create a blueprint to be self-dependent, because after my program is over, I will not be available. But does that mean my clients will have to be dependent on me always? No, I am not dependent on anyone. When I completed my life coaching, I am a self-dependent person. I know when I am feeling low, like I had a situation of not meeting my son in the breakdown. I did not go down. I actually rose like a phoenix. I wrote a book in lockdown. I became a #1 selling author on Amazon in lockdown. I got a lot of success. I was rated as one of the top life coaches in India on Google, all in lockdown. And my lockdown was a little different. It had a breakdown of a son and a father relationship. And imagine, guys, I'm sure, I don't know if you can see, it's been 9, 10 months. I haven't heard my son's voice yet. I am fighting the battle in the court, but I am not a giver. I don't give up because I know who I am. I know my core values. I know my belief system. I have the tool to make a decision. I know my goals for the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. I know the kind of circle I want to be with. And that is why you see a happy and inspiring Jatin. And this is the story of inspiring Jatin. I have always roared, I roar like a lion, and I will always roar like a lion. How many of you want to roar like a lion? How many of you want to have the same passion that I have? How many of you want to have the same energy, same clarity of what I have in my life? I want to see the comment box. Taruna says she, Sunita says, Nirlesh says, okay. Who else? Who else wants to have identify the core values? How many of you want to identify what motivates you, what demotivates you, what circle you should be part of? What is it that you're holding from your childhood that you need to release? Yes. Thank you, all of you. People have written yes. It clearly shows that you want to change. And this is the mantra I always tell my people, that the first step towards success, towards overcoming breakdowns in life is acceptance that shit has happened in life. My book's subtitle is Shit Happens in Life. Your happiness is your responsibility. People who have just written yes, that means you have the acceptance that there is something wrong and you want to change. Fantastic. People who are interested to know more about my program, they can definitely contact me. Nisha has already put in the website link, which is inspiringjatin.com. Even I can add for all of you. You all may contact me through my website. There is a contact us option. You all can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Just search Inspiring Jatin and you can connect with me from any of the social media platforms as well. So that's about my story. And I am still roaring and I roar like a lion every day because I don't give up. I am a phoenix and I roar like a lion. All right. So yes, Asha says shit happens, really happens in life. We need to just roar. Yes, yes, Asha, shit happens in life. Your happiness is your responsibility. Nisha, over to you.
Thank you so much, inspiring Jatin. As I always say, that we all are simply stories, right? And we have to make sure that our stories are worth reading and worth sharing. Now, you were mentioning about some activity
Yes,
at the
yes,
end.
yes,
So,
yes. I want
yeah,
to do that. Can everybody come on a video? I would like to see everyone on video.
if everyone can switch on their videos.
Okay, just waiting for everyone to switch on the videos. Wow, such beautiful faces. Fantastic. Okay, people, all of you, I want you to close your eyes and whatever word I'm going to say, you have to just imagine, visualize that. Okay, you just have to visualize. Are you all ready? Great, I can see people are ready. So close your eyes and I am going to give you some words and just visualize it. Okay, just 1 second, 1 second. All right, we are starting. Mango, apple, book, microwave, television, elephant, giraffe, lion, your mother, your father, your life 1 year from now? I'm sure most of you are blank. People who are blank, close your eyes. Sorry, open your eyes. People who could not see their life 1 year from now, open your eyes. Okay, people who can see life, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? People who are blank, open your eyes. So, the activity was to make you realize that you can visualize things that you are clear about. All of you can open your eyes now. I will of course debrief the activity and would want to hear from some of the viewers. What did you feel after this? So guys, this activity was to make you look inside you, that you were able to visualize almost everything because you had clarity of how it looks. But if you were not able to see yourself 1 year from now, where do you see your life 1 year from now, 3 years from now, or 5 years from now? That means you do not have clarity of your vision in life. And that is where I help people to work, to get the clarity of seeing, visualizing how they want their life to be after 1 year, how they want their life to be after 3 years, how they want their life to be after 5 years. Because our brain needs clarity. Let me ask you another question. How many of you use Google Maps? You've used Google Maps? Can all of you switch on the video? I don't see everybody is on the video. If you're comfortable, please switch on your videos. Okay, so I'm sure all of you have used Google Maps. Now, how many of you have used Google Maps and have used the directions without entering the destination? Without entering destination, have you seen the direction? No. Okay, your mind is a Google map. It needs a destination so that it can navigate you where you want to go. Viewers, your brain needs clarity of what you want, where you want to be. Unless you give the direction, unless you give the destination to Google Maps, unless you give the destination to your mind, try your luck hard. I can challenge. You're not going to get anywhere. It might hurt someone here, but you're not going to get anywhere in life because you haven't entered the destination in your mind. How did you find the activity? Viewers, I really want to hear from you now. You can unmute yourself. Anybody wants to talk? Nisha, you want to choose people who want to talk?
So they all are free to talk and give their suggestions. If there is anyone who, and you can ask questions directly to Jatin, though I have received a couple of questions here, but if there is anyone who would like to give the suggestion, share their experience and ask questions, please feel free to do it.
Pramod, you can unmute yourself. Yes, please, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good, I think the activity what we had, we just did now. It give a, like at a small moment, it gives you happiness that you have already seen that. And now you're saying, yes, this is, as you rightly mentioned, your mind is like your Google Maps. Just you have to enter the destination. It will give you the direction. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. It was a very, very good takeaway for me today. Yeah.
Were you able
Very
to
good.
see,
Yeah.
Pramod, were you
Very
able to
inspiring.
see yourself, your life 1 year from now?
Yes.
Okay, 5
Yeah.
years from now.
Yes.
Great. So you have fair clarity. But are your goals
Yes. Yeah.
aligned with your core values and belief system? That is something you want to check into. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Who's next? I want to also hear the experience of the entire Talksopedia workshop today. Sushmita ji wants to talk. Yes, Sushmita ji, please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. Jatin, it was a wonderful session. A lot of inspiration from your talk, definitely. And I wish you all the best for the future endeavors too.
Thank you.
And the best part is I loved the game. I'm a poet. I'm aspiring to be one of the eminent poets of Odisha. I belong to Odisha, Bhubaneswar, and
Wow.
I could clearly see myself on a higher pedestal surrounded by people for the next 1 year and for the next 5 years too. So I'm happy about it. Thank you for
Wow.
the game.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Good
It
to
was
know that.
very clear. It was very clear.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Okay, Sunita, yes, please go ahead.
Hi, Jitin. While you were speaking, it was so easy for me to relate to you, whether being, molested or whether being, bullied and so many things. It was so easy. Sometimes I could so much relate to you. I didn't even realize, that till I grow that I was being molested when I was young. So it's like I when I realized it was too late, and I don't know how much it has affected me. Though I did go for counseling after that. Once I realized that what I have gone through, and I do believe that what you said, it's so easy that it does reflect on your personality at times. um, Basically, we are in Indian society where we do not speak much about it. Forget about girls or boys, nobody wants to speak about it,
Absolutely.
because everybody wants to portray that rosy picture in front of everybody. Yeah, having said that, yeah, I also believe that time is changing, and so we and yeah, right now I really do can't see myself where I am, because so many things are changing right now. And when you are at the age of 50, when everything else has settled down in your life, the kids have settled down and everything, so there's so much you want to do it for yourself. That's where I am, like, very much confused, like where I'm heading, because for me life has just begun. It has not ended at 50, so I really don't know where I stand. So that's why, after once you said, after a year, where do I see myself, I could not see anywhere right now. Because I right now where I am, I don't want to be there. I want to be somewhere else. So that's where the clarity is not there.
Sure.
So
First of
definitely,
all,
yes.
Sunita ji, I want to really appreciate you for being so bold and courageous to be able to accept the fact on a public platform where you have more than 30 people right now, where you had the courage to share that you were probably molested and probably you realized that over this session. So I'm glad we could make a
No, no,
difference.
I realized that before, when I was like, just I entered college, when you start to get aware of your own sexuality, that's
Yeah,
where you realize that, okay, something did happen to you, but how much, because it's subconscious mind, it's always there, because it has happened at such an early age, you do not even realize that you had something has happened to you.
true.
So many of us do not even realize this. And yeah, nobody threatened me. I mean, it's like, it's a very vague thing, but I do remember certain things. So but yeah, it's there. So I'm not going to run away from it. And
Absolutely.
and that's the way you teach your kids.
Yes,
You tell your kids and you teach them how to be careful, how to be protected. You do not
absolutely.
protect them, because you cannot protect them 24/7. You can teach them.
How to
That
protect.
is the one thing one can do. That is, we can't protect our kids 24/7 and tell them, okay, someone is going to do this to you or do that to you. But definitely you can teach them so they can protect themselves. So
Sure.
that is what we can do. And while you, like, well, definitely, maybe I should have come earlier, like the way you have spoken about it. So many people, our parents are getting, they are like, that you're teaching the parents how to tell the kids, how to protect the kids later on, how to
Sure.
tell them. So yeah, this is.
Sunita ji, first of all, thank you for bringing this point. I hope, Nisha, we're not running on time. I just want to quickly share. I'm glad you spoke about this, about parents not being there to protect all the time. But a lot of times, people who are parents here, I have to tell you guys one thing, a strong recommendation, not just because it's my book, because it is a book that focuses on very, very minor areas where parents don't even realize they've missed something huge while they're raising the kids. Please go on Amazon. Nisha or somebody who can post the link for Qatar and other countries to buy a Kindle version on Amazon.com. If you're in India, you can go on Amazon.in and just put my name, Inspiring Jatin, and order your copy today. Guys, this book is a must read for all of you, especially if you're a parent or if you're a teacher. And I promise you, like Sunita ji had a lot of courage to come up and speak about it boldly, but a lot of people do not have that courage. And if you're still thinking that there's something that you want to discover, you want to share, guys, read this book. I promise you, you will be able to release a lot of baggage from your past. And as a parent, it will act as an alert manual for you of what you should do and what you shouldn't do as a parent. My book primarily focuses on the concept of conscious parenting. What we all do right now is traditional parenting. How we have seen our parents parenting us. This is how we parent our kids. But that's not the right way of parenting, right? So thank you, Sunita ji. Anybody else who has any question? And Sunita ji, if you want clarity, if you want to come out of what you are into, please connect with me. I provide online coaching sessions. All my coaching programs are online on Zoom. So you can connect with me offline after the session or whenever you feel comfortable. Anybody else who has a question, has to say something? Nirlep, yes, Nirlep, please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening, Jatin, to you, and thank you, Talksopedia Nisha, for an informative and very insightful session. Now, Mr. Jatin, as you rightly said, and I heard somewhere else also, you are an average of 5 people you spend time with, correct?
Yes.
But sir, it's often not in our control. No, it's sometimes not in our control with whom we are spending the time. So how to be immune to the negativity and mediocrity which results from this kind of people or this kind of company? So this is a question, and indeed a great session, very insightful and amazing. I put down a note also. But if you can please answer the question, sir, then grateful to you.
Sure. Very interesting question, Nirlep. Thank you for bringing that up. If you want to switch on your video, it'll be great to see you while I'm answering this for you. So, Nirlep, as I said, it's not in your control to control who you spend your time with, but actually it's in your control who you spend your time with. Okay. And in order to even identify how to control that, you first need to know what kind of impact people are actually putting on you. You will not even know what impact your brother could be putting on you, your friends could be putting on you. So that's the identification one needs to have, that what kind of people are toxic for you and what kind of people are empowering for you. And it's for everybody, not just for Nirlep. Guys, go back today. I'll give you another hack. Okay. I love helping people. So I want to help with another hack. Go back and think of people you spend your time with. If you have anybody who always tries to bring you down, who makes fun of you, who makes fun of your profession, who takes you lightly, who gives you negative vibes, जिससे बात करके आपकी एनर्जी पूरी ड्रेन हो जाती है, वो बंदा आपकी जिंदगी में बहुत ही बड़ा टॉक्सिक बंदा है. That person is toxic in your life. And I have to say this, I had to let go of my best friends. I spent great time with them, but I realized while I was getting coached that they are toxic to my growth. You know, they always script about their relationship, about their marriage, about their career. And guys, I am not lying. I saw more downfall in my marriage when I was connected to that friend. And the moment I allowed that friend to go from my life, of course, in my program, I tell you how to distance yourself. You just can't leave everybody like that. There is a process to get away from them. And that process, you have to come to me for that. So Nirlep, to sum up, it is in your control, provided you know who is toxic for you and who's not. I hope it answered your question.
Yeah, very much. Thank you, Mr. Jatin. Yes.
Thank you. Anybody else? Nisha, you had some questions directly. Do you want to read them?
Yeah, one question, which is a very personal question also, because somebody wanted to know, what are you doing for your son differently from the way your parents have done things to you? What are the things that you are doing for your son differently? I can understand that it's lockdown and you are not in touch with your son for such a long time, but we all wish that you get connected to your son one day. And at that point of time, what would you do differently for your son?
Wow, that's this question has never been asked to me. Whosoever has asked this question, very smart and very personal, yes, but I would want to answer that. Uh, Nisha, the only reason I'm fighting for custody. I'm not just fighting to meet him. I actually want his physical custody. Now, what is different and what will I do differently than my parents? And I'm not blaming my parents or any parents for the upbringing they give, because that's the only way they know. Because I'm a coach, I know life is not going to be hunky dory. And not just as a coach, we all know, guys, nobody promised us that life will be hunky dory. Life will have ups and downs. But neither our education system nor our parents ever focus on how to be happy in life. We all focus on scoring high on subjects, academic subjects. Most of us, if I'm not wrong. How many of our parents or how many of your teachers and schools tell us how to manage when you are low in life, how to manage difficult relationships, how to manage your finances better, how to manage breakdowns in life, why to risk in life, why to take risk in life? Why should you follow your passion? And why should you not be somebody's slave working in a 9 to 5 environment? In fact, our education system, Nisha and viewers, focuses on making us slaves of the corporates and entrepreneurs. They want us to be slaves by becoming employees of somebody and not focusing on becoming an entrepreneur. Why not tell our kids to do what you want to do? Even if you want to have a dhaba tomorrow, please feel free to have. Viewers, I'm sure by now you all have realized, if you're doing something you love doing, even if you spend more than 15 hours in that, you will never feel tired. But if you do not enjoy what you're doing, even 2 hours will be draining for you working for that thing. I'm sure you all can connect. I was into corporates. मेरे को 9 घंटे की जॉब 19 घंटे की जॉब लगती थी. And my coaching, because coaching is my passion, I can do this 24 by 7 without taking a power nap also. Because that's my passion. And this is what I want to do to my son, Nisha, and viewers. The different thing I want to do for my son is to raise him to be the father of the lion. I am the lion. I want to make him the father of the lion, where he can roar and he can manage whatever situations comes his way. Probably I had to go through a difficult phase. I had to go through a difficult journey, but I will equip him with tools and techniques to manage his life, relationships, work better. That's the answer.
Thank you so much. And I hope the person who had asked this question has now got the clarity on what you would be doing differently. Now, next question that I have received here is, one person wants to know that, from where had you taken this life coaching certification, or which workshop had you attended?
So I am an Arfeen Khan certified life coach. Arfeen Khan is a celebrity coach, and he has transformed more than 600,000 lives in more than 46 countries in 25 years. And just to name few of his clients, Hrithik Roshan is his client. He's a coach to Hrithik Roshan and to a lot of other celebrities. So I have been personally trained and coached by Arfeen Khan.
Thank you so much, because once I had attended his webinar and I had to stop it for, due to some reasons. But now, since you mentioned his name, I'll go back and, register for his webinar one more time. Thank you so much, Yatin.
So my coaching program that I offer is actually a 10-week program where I don't work on motivation. Viewers, I'm sure you all will agree, motivation is very temporary. जब तक आप उस जोन में होते हो, आप मोटिवेटेड होते हो, वो जोन खत्म होता है, आपका मोटिवेशन फुस हो जाता है. So in my coaching program, I work on your transformation, where you will not have temporary motivation, but a permanent transformation. Yeah, Nisha, please go ahead.
One more question has come from a homemaker who is also a mother. She is asking, don't you feel that, for many of us, responsibilities overshadow our passions, or because of our responsibilities, we sometimes are not able to follow our passion?
Nisha, this is a myth I want to break with my coaching program. This is, these are the reasons we give to ourselves for not following our passion. You know why? And I'm sure the homemaker who was asked this question, probably I want to do a quick activity with her. When I say activity, I'll just tell her to think right now. So, ma'am, or if you can just hear me, if you're saying, with responsibilities, you're not able to follow your passion, just somewhere within you, most probably, you probably have two issues. One, you have a fear of failure, that you have a fear that if I take a stand for taking my passion over, I may not succeed. Or you have a lower self image where you feel you are not good enough to even take over passion over your responsibilities. And in those situations, Nisha and the person who asked the question, we end up finding of reasons like this, that we have so many responsibilities. How do we take over the passion? And this is what I help people with. When you give destination to your mind and you align your core values and belief system with it, believe you me, guys, nobody can stop you to achieve what you want to achieve, because I will help you set your step by step process to achieve that goal. So this reason will never exist in your life.
Well, thank you once again, Jatin, for the wonderful session. And
There are a few questions, Nisha, on the chat box as well.
well,
Okay, I think Sarita ji only has asked responsibilities overcome our
correct.
passion.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And I
Sunny,
have received few, feedback that the session was amazing. People learned a lot, and they're glad that they attended the session because now they know what to do. And let me one more message I have received. Okay, Taruna, my friend wants to know that. Taruna, can you ask this question directly, because your question is not very clear here. She's asking, if you're depending on someone, how can you think to be independent? Yeah. Right now, if you are dependent on someone, how can you make yourself independent?
great. आत्मनिर्भर, जो हमारे इंडिया के प्रधानमंत्री भी बोलते हैं होने को, right? So, Taruna, if you can come on, like if you can unmute yourself, I want to ask a question. Are you talking about depending on your spouse or anybody? Because I will have a different answer for both. So let me answer in the meanwhile she answers that. So guys, one thing, anybody here in the viewers list, you're in marriage, and if you're not happy in your marriage, if you are looking forward for completeness in your marriage, you will never be happy. Because आप अगर एक कंप्लीटनेस ढूंढने के लिए आपने शादी करी है कि मुझे एक कंप्लीटनेस मिल जाएगी, मैं संपूर्ण हूं शादी के साथ, आई एम सॉरी, देन you are mistaken. In fact, with any relationship, if you're looking for completeness, you will never be happy. And that is where it comes, the question of being self-dependent comes. That when you become dependent, Taruna and everybody, when you become dependent on someone, what you are doing is you are giving your remote control of your mind, of your emotions to the other person. It is just not being dependent financially. You are dependent on them emotionally. उनका प्यार आपको खुश करेगा, उनका गुस्सा आपको दर्द देगा, ये आपने उनको रिमोट कंट्रोल दे दिया है. How to be self-dependent. This happens generally when again you have a lower self-esteem, lower self-image, and you feel comfortable being dependent on someone. Now, how to be independent in this case? Guys, in this matter, you need to first really know who you are. You really need to know what motivates you, what demotivates you. And you need to let go of the instances from your past which has which has reduced your self esteem, that makes you dependent, or that makes you feel happier when you're dependent on people. So, this is the problem of self image and self esteem, Taruna. I hope you got the answer that you were looking for. And you can only increase your self-esteem by identifying what are your core values, what are your what are your positives. You really need to know. Taruna has thanked me in person. Thank you, Taruna. So, guys, all of you who are struggling with self-esteem issues and self-belief issues, you really got to know who you are and what motivates you. कब तक इस pain में रहोगे यार? This life is only gonna come to you once. Honestly, the reason I am so excited about everything that's happening in my life, because when I am on my deathbed, I am gonna go smiling. Everybody around will be crying, and I want them to cry not because I've died. I want them to cry because I made an impact in their life. And now they do not have that person anymore who could make an impact in their life. Right? So do have that freedom to do what you really want to do. Increase your self-image. Tell yourself, I am a lion. Can I give a quick metaphor? Can I give a quick metaphor, Nisha? Your audience is amazing. I really want to share a lot with them. Before I share the final metaphor, anybody in the viewers list, do you have anything else to say or have to ask anything before I wrap up with the metaphor?
One question, and again, it's a very personal thing, and I also wanted to ask you the same, that, why not, since you are a life coach, why not you coach your wife so that, you guys can come together and be good parents to your son instead of single parenting? I mean, I personally wanted to say this to you, though Sunita is not agreeing to that one, but yes, yeah.
Okay, let me answer that. It's a very easy answer. Not just for your wife, guys. You can only coach those who are coachable. You can only coach those who are coachable. One. Number two, the one principle of coaching is never coach your spouse. Never coach your spouse. So I tried that. My mentor Arfin clearly told me never coach your parents and spouse. And second, you can only coach who are coachable. Even when the clients come to me for a conversation, I only take up those clients I find who are coachable. Yeah. Anybody wants to say something before I close with some interesting activity? Anybody wants to say something, want to ask something? I had a lovely time on Talksopedia, and it was so amazing. Sunny ji, thank you so much for your beautiful feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Asha ji and everybody who's given such amazing feedback. Nisha, I am overwhelmed with the kind of feedback I have gotten. Anil Prakash ji, Durga ji, everybody has written such amazing comments. Thank you so much. Nisha, any question before I wrap up?
No, Jatin, now you can
Okay,
go ahead.
all of you, I think you'll have to use the chat box to answer this activity. Let me ask you this. When you think of the tallest animal, who do you think of? Tallest? Come on. Yeah, giraffe. Okay. When you think of the wisest animal. So tallest is giraffe, not owl. Owl is a bird. Fox. Tarunaji is right. It's fox. Wisest is fox, right? Okay. Think of the largest animal, biggest animal. Biggest. Elephant. Correct. Biggest animal is elephant. Largest, right? Okay. Fastest animal. Cheetah. Absolutely. But I did not see lion anywhere in the picture. But yet we call lion the king of the jungle. So the moral of the story is, you don't have to be the tallest. You don't have to be the wisest. You don't have to be the largest. You don't have to be the fastest to be the lion of your jungle. Why do we call lion the king of the jungle? Because he's bold. He's courageous. He doesn't give a damn to what other animals think of him when he's walking around, because he's bold and courageous and he takes risks. Similarly, viewers, you don't need to be tallest, wisest, largest, or the fastest to be the lion, to be the champion. You can still be the lion of your jungle. Just roar like a lion. Bring the lion out of you. And if you don't know how to do that, you have Inspiring Jatin there for you. All right, with this, it's a wrap from my end. Anybody else want to say anything? Nisha, over to you.
Thank you once again, Jatin. And I have been interacting with you for such a long time, but I did not know your story. Today, when I came to know about your story, your journey, I have the respect that I had, it has increased. Okay,
Thank you.
so thank you so much that you agreed to be a part of Talksopedia and agreed to do this session. And I would look forward to have you again in my show with a different topic. And very soon we will be doing that. Thank you, everybody who attended the session.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you so much for Nisha calling me. Thank you all the viewers for being such a beautiful audience. I loved interacting with all of you.
And thank you, each one of you who attended the session. And I know with all your, looking at your comments and suggestions that you have actually enjoyed the session, and you have, there are a lot of things that you are going to take away from this session today. I will be seeing you again next Friday with a new guest speaker with a new topic. Till then, have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Take care.